sometimes it takes time to get used to an idea that a new team is a Super Bowl contender. Hardly anyone picked the Baltimore Ravens to win it all this year, even to compete for a Super Bowl championship. Coming into the season, people weren't sure about Lamar Jackson. Remember the Chargers game against Lamar Jackson, and they figured him out. We're going to make him pass. Well, they have to go back to the drawing board because we're not quite sure about Lamar Jackson and how to stop him. Opponents definitely haven't figured him out, and he seems to be in total control of every game he's in. And last night, he was nearly perfect in a blowout win against the Rams. And the Rams defense, you would think that they would be pretty good. They'd be pretty stout in a game that they must win. The Ravens defense has been a pleasant surprise. Steadily improving throughout the season. You got a Super Bowl winning coach in John Harbaugh, and you got all the pieces to make a deep playoff run. But there's still a long way to go. Nobody's crowned in November. And if you're looking at the AFC playoff picture, I think you start with Baltimore. The Ravens have already beaten the Patriots, and the way they're playing now, it's going to be tough for anyone to knock them off. And whether or not you're ready for the Ravens are ready for you. And we saw that last night. There are a couple of things that stood out. First of all, I was watching the Rams offense, and I'm thinking, where is the Rams offense? Because that was non-existent. I thought at least you would see some semblance of a little bit of a potent offense, and it wasn't there. That Ravens defense is improving every single week, and that's been the pleasant surprise. Lamar Jackson, I liked Lamar Jackson. Did I think he'd be an MVP candidate this soon? Absolutely not. But as I've told you before, that when a team adopts the style of the quarterback, then you see progress rapidly, sooner than you would expect. Carolina did this. Not every team does this. The Atlanta Falcons didn't do this with Michael Vick. They wanted him to be a pocket passer. He ran occasionally, but Carolina said, we're taking Cam Newton, and we're taking Auburn's Cam Newton, not we're going to make him Carolina's Cam Newton. You took him, simplified the system, and said, hey, go out there and do what you do, and hopefully you stay healthy. That's what Baltimore did, because Baltimore realized that nobody was going to take Lamar Jackson in the first round. Baltimore kept trading down, and Ozzie Newsome in his last draft did an unbelievable job. But this starts really with John Harbaugh, because no matter who Ozzie's drafting, John Harbaugh's got to make that work. And you decide that you're going to go away from Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco had won you a Super Bowl. You go from the opposite of Lamar Jackson, pretty much in every way possible. And you say, this is our new quarterback. That's a tremendous commitment by the Ravens. And that's front office, where you make that commitment and you say, people get caught up in, is he a pocket passer? If you watched him at Louisville, and you realize, just like RG3, if you're really good at running, that means you're probably not as good at passing. And sometimes when you're really good at passing, sometimes you're considered not a really good runner. And that's not fair, because Andrew Luck was a really good runner, but he was a really good passer. But for some reason, we just looked at him as a pocket passer. Cam Newton was more of a runner, not a passer, even though he had maybe the greatest rookie season a quarterback's ever had. But if you're going to prepare for Baltimore, it's like you're preparing for West Point. You're preparing for Army. You're preparing for a read option, and you got 6 days to do it. Plus, you have to get somebody who is going to play the position of Lamar Jackson in practice, where you go, you're going to be Lamar, and we're going to try to figure this out. This is the Rams trying to prepare. This is a Super Bowl defense that you had last year. And you're going to prepare for Lamar Jackson at your place, and you have to win that game. And now all of a sudden, you're telling your defensive end, nobody's going to be blocking you. You got to decide what to do. You go for the running back or Lamar Jackson. And also, the reason why Lamar Jackson has been really successful at throwing the ball is you don't know if he's going to run or pass. And it's a great advantage to have. So you don't commit one way or another, because if you commit, then he could be blown right by you, or he's got some wide receivers and tight ends who are going to make you pay. And you throw that in with the defense, a Super Bowl winning coach, and Baltimore is really dangerous. Now, all of that being said, If you said to me Baltimore is going to New England in January, I will still take the Patriots. Because I want to know the second time around with Lamar Jackson how defenses are going to do. Okay? But if you're going to look at them right now, they're the best team in the AFC.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.